Now, there's no denying that Clone Wars sets are the most popular sub-theme of LEGO Star Wars. I mean, literally almost every Clone Wars set is extremely iconic and very recognizable to the LEGO community. And one time I was wondering, like, hey, I wonder which Clone Wars sets are based off of which seasons, and which season has the best Clone Wars sets. So what I did is I went on Brickset and I went through every single Clone Wars set ever made, and then I did my best to try to figure out which season each one was based off of. And in this video, I'm going to give you guys what I think is the best Clone Wars set from each season. Oh, and also including the Clone Wars movie, which is actually what we're going to start out with. And this was probably the easiest choice for me on this list because basically the entire 2008 wave of Clone Wars sets is just based off of the movie. And obviously the best set out of the original Clone Wars wave is 7676 Republic Attack Gunship. This set is based off of the final sequence in the movie where they fight Asajj Ventress. And for 2008, I have to say, LEGO did a really good job on this set. And what's even more impressive is if you compare it to the original 2002 gunship and just see how much they improved on it. I mean, there's a pretty obvious reason as to why this set is argued for being one of the best Clone Wars sets ever made. It's massive, it's got insane playability, it looks incredible, especially for 2008, and it really set the standard for Clone Wars sets to come in the future. Anyways, moving on to Clone Wars Season 1, there were quite a few different sets I had to choose from, but I ended up going with 8037 Anakin's Y-Wing Starfighter, and for the time period, I think this set is nearly perfect, and I say nearly perfect because the vehicle itself is incredible. I just like the gunship, it was ahead of its time period. I'd honestly even go so far to say this set's kind of timeless, but one thing I don't really like about it is that it's Anakin's Y-Wing, so it just includes Anakin and Ahsoka, which I just think was kind of unnecessary. I wish they would have just gone ahead and made it a Republic Y-Wing and included some clone troopers and a clone pilot, but no, they just gave us yet another set that included Anakin, Ahsoka, and R2-D2, which is fine and all, but we just wanted clone troopers at the time period. But hey, at least we got this incredible Y-Wing build. Anyways though, now moving on to Clone Wars Season 2, and the obvious choice for this one is 10195 Republic Dropship with AT-OT, and I'm not gonna lie, it is kind of unfair to choose this for Season 2, because yes, the Republic Dropships were very heavily featured in the second Battle of Geonosis in Season 2, however the AT-OT is nowhere to be found in the Clone Wars, it only appears in a brief scene in Season 3, but hey, people still consider this to be a Clone Wars set, even though it includes a vehicle that was never seen anywhere in the Clone Wars, so that's why I included it for Season 2, and I really don't even need to say much about this set because I'm pretty sure all of you guys know how great it is. It's the biggest playset ever made. I mean, we literally got two massive $100 plus vehicles in one set, which is just ridiculous and never heard of. And not only that, they look surprisingly well. The AT-OT might not look good today in 2024, but the dropship definitely held up. However, like I said, I still think it's a bit unfair to include this as the best Season 2 set, so in order to get super specific and pick a set that is strictly based on Season 2, I'm also going to include 8098 Clone Turbo Tank. Unlike the Republic Dropship with AT-OT, this set is purely based directly off Season 2, and I'm 99% sure it's based off of the Holocron Heist episode, which is the very first episode of the season with Cad Bane and Ahsoka and Aayla Secura. And also, not only is this set more directly based off of Season 2, it's also pretty much right up there with the Republic Dropship and AT-OT. It's not as good of a set, but it's definitely up there in the top tier with it. Anyways though, next up we have Season 3, and LEGO only made 4 sets directly based off this season, and in my opinion the best one is 9498 Sassy Tin's Jedi Starfighter. As you guys know, I absolutely love all the Jedi Starfighters and their various different color schemes. I actually just did a video ranking all of them, and Sassy Tin's is definitely up there towards the top for me. The dark green and white is super unique, and then there's that tiny hint of gold with those like 4 gold pieces right in front of the cockpit, which is just like chef's kiss. And then on top of that, you get an awesome minifigure lineup with Sassy Tin and Even Peel being exclusive to this set. So again, they only made 4 sets from this season, but I think this one is easily the best. Anyways though, moving on to Season 4, this is where we saw the Umbaran sets, and this was a very close decision for me between the Z95 Headhunter and the Umbaran MHC, but I ended up going with 75004 Z95 Headhunter. And I mean, this thing is so cool. It's one of my favorite Starfighter designs. Like, I don't really know how to put it into words, but it just looks super fast and super sleek, and that's why I like it so much. It just looks like a very fast and agile ship, which is so cool. And on top of that, its minifigure lineup is elite. You only get 3, but they're really the best of the best. The most notable one obviously being Pong Krell. That minifigure is insane, one of the coolest Jedi LEGO has ever made. But then on top of that, you also get a 501st Trooper and that 501st Pilot, which is exclusive to this set that has a unique helmet mold. So all in all, this set was just a banger. For $50, you got an awesome looking Starfighter as well as these 3 incredible figures. I mean, honestly, it's really tough to beat this. Anyways though, moving on to Season 5, there were only a few sets made from this season, although there is one that easily stands above the rest, and that is 75046 Coruscant Police Gunship. This set was released back in 2014 and was exclusive to Toys R Us, and I have to say, this is one of the more unique Clone Wars sets LEGO has ever made. I mean, to this day, I'm honestly still kind of surprised they made a Republic Police Gunship, but it looks awesome. They did a wonderful job on it. It came out in 2014, which was, in my opinion, the best year of LEGO Star Wars, and sets like this is the reason why. And on top of that, it was the first set to include modern Phase 2 Shock Troopers, and they look phenomenal to this day. LEGO has still not made Shock Troopers that are better than these. And you also get a Season 5 version of Ahsoka and Anakin. So again, there weren't many sets released from Season 5, but this one easily stands with the rest. It's incredible. Season 6 though is honestly kind of disappointing because there were only 2 sets made from this season. Those 2 sets being the 2017 Yoda's Jedi Starfighter and the 2023 Yoda's Jedi Starfighter remake. And neither of these 2 sets are very good, but I'm gonna say that the 2023 remake is just a bit better. I mean, it's nothing crazy. I'm not a very big fan of the design of Yoda's Jedi Starfighter, but I have to say, LEGO did do a pretty decent job at recreating it here. It's small, it's sleek, it's pretty accurate, although again, it's just not much, so I really don't have anything else to say. Anyways though, now moving on to Season 7, the final season of the Clone Wars. There were quite a few sets released from this season from 2020 onward, and I narrowed it down to 2 sets, that being 75280 501st Legion Clone Troopers and 75316 Mandalorian Starfighter. Both of these sets are incredible, and it was super hard for me to decide on which one I thought was better, but I ended up going with the 501st Battle Pack. Now this might sound kind of ironic, but I do think this set is a bit overrated, and that's mainly just because I think 501st Troopers in general are overhyped, but I can't deny that this set is really one for the books. It's one of the most legendary Star Wars sets ever made. If you were in the community in the 2010s, you know that for years we begged for a 501st Battle Pack, and then in 2020 they gave it to us. Well, kind of. And I say kind of because it wasn't the traditional Battle Pack we were looking for. It was a $30 playset, but still it was close enough, a cheap way to get a lot of 501st Troopers, and that's what people did. This thing got bought out like crazy. People were buying tons and tons of this set, and it was really just for the 501st Troopers alone. The battle droids aren't much, they're in tons of different sets, and the builds aren't much either. I don't think the ATRT is that great, and the speeder is super oversized. People were really just buying this thing out specifically for those figures, and I mean, hey, I don't blame them. They look awesome. Although I still think the 501st Legion is just slightly overhyped. Anyways guys, that's gonna do it for this video. Let me know what you think about my picks down in the comments below, and what your favorite set from the Clone Wars is. If you're new, please consider subscribing, and if you want to check out more of my videos, use the link on the screen right now.